We've done it. Minecraft 1.21.10. And that means we've got plenty of new stuff to play with today, including, of course, the new shelf blocks, or not really a block, but yeah, these things are super cool. I mean, this is just a whole new texture. We've never seen anything like this. So, you know, like somebody commented on my recent video where we built the train car in there, that boxcar could have a little bit more detail rather than, you know, just the spruce trap doors. I mean, this might work for the side of a boxcar, or I mean like walls in a house, or kind of anything for that matter. But this also means that we have access to all of the new copper items, like the chests and of course the copper golems, which we are going to mess with today with the shack that we're going to build behind us, you know, like we discussed at the end of last episode. We're going to have a nice trackside abandoned shack over here where, you know, perhaps somebody who maintained the tunnel and this bridge, maybe they stayed here during the day and, you know, shielded them from the elements and whatnot. And it has since become inhabited by these cute little copper golems, so that should be fun. But first, we are gonna have to go and do some mining because I don't think I have any copper here with us. So let's get to that. So I think what we'll do for that is go and check out this big old cave over here that I've been wanting, you know, to explore a little bit, see if we can find any copper in here. Ow. Bingo, we've got one. Okay, we've got more than one copper now. Let's go. And here we've got a few more coppers. But first, we gotta take this guy out, you annoying son of a... Anyways, back to the copper. Sorry about that. And I kind of don't feel like going in any further, so let's go to the cave on the other side. All right, that swim was a little treacherous, but we got some copper out of it. Well, let's try this one up in the side of the mountain. Oh, great cave. So maybe instead we'll try this little one right by our house, and it actually doesn't go anywhere. I almost flew all the way through it. Maybe over here we'll get a little bit more lucky. Wow. I had no idea that... Wow, this is crazy. I mean, what a cave. This is awesome. Let's see if it's awesome enough to have some copper in it. Hey, there's some copper. I guess we'll just forget that happened. That was unfortunate. And we've made it back home, and we've got just over 2 stacks of copper ore to break down with our fortune pickaxe, as well as, well, we have a lot of coal to break down too. So we're just gonna build a big old pile of it right here and take it all down, and we're gonna make it look pretty. So let's get it. And now that we got that done, we are going to make a little super smelter and, you know, just make it easy so that we can cook all this stuff up, I think. Let's see. Let's do some blast furnaces on here, and then we got to do our hoppers leading into the blast furnaces, and then we got to do some chests. So now that we got that, let's add our coal in real quick. We'll just do half a stack of coal blocks in each one of these, keep it simple. And then up here, we just got to add some of this good old stuff in. So let's just do 1, 2, 3, 4, and half of that. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and the other half of that. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And there we go. Our super smelter is on the move. And let's see how much we've done. We've already got 10 in. That's awesome. This might not take too long after all. So let's let this go and do its thing, and then we'll check back with how much we have. And the smelting is done, and I kind of just realized that I said check back with how much we have. Well, I know how much we have because I just put it in the super... Oh, my... Why do I say these things? I think my brain needs to be studied. But anyways, yeah, we got a whole bunch of copper here, and if it would let me take it out of here... okay, I guess it's just not gonna, oh, there we go. And actually, I'm just gonna leave it in here for the time being until we get building down here, because that was my spare shulker. But we do have to, I just remembered, do I have any, I hope I have some honeycomb here so that I can wax the copper golems. There, I did it. Oh, we got some. Nice, let's go. So we've got 64 right here. That should be plenty to, you know, keep a couple of the copper golems from solidifying and turning into a statue. Although, do I want to make some into a statue? I don't know if you can move them afterwards, though, so I need to do a little bit of research on that. But yeah, so we got some copper, we got some honeycomb, and I think we're ready to start planning this build over here for the little shack that these boys are going to live in. So first, I think we need to craft another set of shears. I just put all of that in my inventory, whoops. And then just kind of go down here and harvest anything, because I use all of this stuff pretty frequently, as you can see, so I'm going to take it back so that I can reuse it once again. And there we go. We've got a nice big area to start this build. So I don't have any idea what it's going to look like or what I'm going to use to build it. Yeah, so we got to figure that one out. So I'm thinking about using the shelf blocks for a lot of this. Maybe a mix of like shelf blocks and trap doors. But we got to make it look abandoned as well. So do I use something other than wood? So I am just completely unsure of what to do here. But then again, it is an abandoned shack. Well, I guess it will be. That was probably built when, this rail line was active back in the day. So, all that old stuff is usually built out of wood. So yeah, maybe we'll just do that. We'll use the shelves and trap doors and planks and logs and all of that great stuff, and hope that we can get it looking a little bit decent. But before we get building, I have to go find some acacia wood because I want to try a little something here with this build. So let's go off on a little journey, I suppose. I unfortunately don't think we're going to get lucky with an acacia biome nearby, are we? Look at this. We found some acacia trees and they weren't even too far from home. Look at the funky little pigs. All right, we managed to get almost a stack of acacia wood and a bunch of saplings. So let's go on and head back home and let's get building this shack. So we're back and the grass hasn't grown yet. That's lovely, but we do have a shulker full of spruce and dark oak and some acacia. So I think we're ready to get going on this thing. We got to build some shelves. And in order to make these shelves, we have to strip the wood first. So we stripped a good number of these. Let's make 12 of the acacia. Yeah, we don't need too many of the acacia. They're going to be like a little bit of an accent part of the wall. So maybe 12 will be enough. Now I think we're just going to make a nice big pile of spruce and just strip them on the way down, hopefully. Let's see if this is going to work. Oh, it is. How about that? That saves us some time. And now I suppose we'll do the same thing for the dark oak. So we've got 30 of the dark oak and the spruce, and that is just simply probably not going to be enough. But I want to get started on this thing. We got to start planning it out and seeing if we can get it to look good. Okay, first off, I know I always say that I don't plan anything in creative. Well, I did, because I've never used these shelves before, so I was kind of experimenting with them a little bit, and I have, a general idea of what this thing's going to look like. And when I say general idea, I mean I placed some shelves down for, like, a wall. So, yeah, not really an idea, just experimenting a little. But I guess we just have to get to it, and I think we will clear out a little bit of the ground here and put it on the lower level. So that gives us a little bit of a bigger area to work with, which I think will be good. We might extend this, like, a little bit this way, maybe. I mean, I don't know if we're going to, even though I already am doing it, so I guess we are going to. But, yeah, so we have some room for a shack over here, so let's get building. So what I'm thinking is we'll have it fairly close to the walkway over here, something like this, and then it'll wrap around this way, and we'll have the door, maybe we'll have the door right here. And then that way, it'll kind of just lead right into here, right into the walkway, and then we can have it go a little bit further this way, and then, not that, we'll wrap it around this way, and maybe we'll just do it this big. I think this will be a decent size for it. Now let's just look from up here on the rails, and yeah, that's a pretty good size. Maybe we'll make a little extension, off the back for an extra room or something that was added over time. Now we gotta go in and kind of, make it look a little better. So we gotta... I do want to do a little bit of texturing with this. So the dark bits are gonna be more for... some spots where it may, like, say, water is running down off of here and hitting this corner of the building. So maybe those will stay a little bit darker and kind of mimic, like, a waterlogged corner of the building or something, something like that. So then we can work our way around this way with just the spruce, perhaps. And this is just to get the main structure, like the main shape. We are going to do a little bit of changing everything around once it's up, but I kind of just want to get, like, the main shape of it first. And I think we might leave a little bit of a darker side over here as well. Kind of wouldn't make sense, but, maybe the water is running out this side too. I don't know. Just we'll just go with it. So then we'll go this way with the spruce right around here. And we are suddenly out of spruce. So as I expected, I'm going to have to make a few more. All right. So we've got a few more and we can continue. So I think this is looking decent. I might do a little bit dark oak a little higher over here. Just, you know, actually, you know what? I'm going to take it out of this corner and we'll just replace it with spruce for now. Maybe we'll switch it up again. But I think we're going to come over, you know, maybe the middle of this wall. We'll do a little something funky with some dark oak. Maybe a little something like that. And then, so we've got two layers all the way around. And now we're just going to go through and add like, add some acacia here and there. You know, maybe we'll even bring this down, some acacia right in there, but only a little bit. Maybe we'll do a little bit more in this corner, actually. And then once we get that in, we'll just continue a little further with our spruce. And then maybe right over here, we'll use the last of, oh, that's annoying. The last of our acacia, as I was attempting to say. Oh, what happened there? And there we go. We have walls all the way around this thing, and it looks absolutely dreadful. Just straight up terrible. Doesn't look anything like I want it to, but we do have some work to do with it and some changes and ideas that I want to try for that matter. So I think the first change that I want to do is take a row out right here and move it in just a little bit. So we'll do a step in like this, and then unfortunately for over here, we'll have to flip those backwards. That's all right though. That's not a huge deal. And then we can continue over here, and I think we will switch to spruce now. And now we've got just a little bit of a funkier shape, so hopefully that'll work a little better. And actually, you know what? I may even step the roof down on this side to like one level lower than the rest of it. We'll just go completely funky with everything, and hopefully we'll be able to make that work. We are going to have to work in like logs or planks or something somewhere, but hopefully we will be able to figure that one out. And of course, windows and all that great stuff as well. But we've got a pretty dang good start, I would say. We've got the dark oak here where it might be waterlogged, and then the acacia up here where it might be, you know, a little bit more dry than the rest of the wood. So, and I think now that it's time to get into the details and all that great stuff, it's time to time lapse. So let's go! We've finished our abandoned railway shack, and we've got our copper golems hard at work, and boy, am I loving this thing, and it's busy. It is definitely a busy build, but it's got all of the textures and everything you could ever want. So let's take a peek at this thing. We've got the spruce, acacia, and dark oak shelves, which they are just absolutely incredible, and the dark oak shelves are not even close to the same color as dark oak planks or anything, which is a little unfortunate. But yeah, we went wild with the textures and everything, and I feel like it helps it look a little bit more like run down, abandoned, like somebody's tried to save it a couple times. Like back here on these windows, we got a board across the windows, and, you know, there's boards everywhere. There's just boards holding the place up, and these things kind of look like patch jobs, all these shelves and whatnot. So I think it came out pretty well abandoned, I would say. Oh, and of course the roof. We can't forget about the roof. So I did throw some packed mud bricks up in here. Not too sure why, but I'm keeping them. I kind of like them. And then, yeah, we just did, like, you know, some trap doors here and there to show some holes in the roof, and then up here we've got some stairs to make some more holes. Oh, and even a board holding that hole together. That's kind of cool. I forgot I did that. This guy is still stuck in the window. I guess we'll just leave that down. But the bit that I really think makes this that you kind of can't see unless you're looking for it is this mud. We've got the mud coming from across the walkway this way. So, you know, maybe there's just some runoff from the mountain or from over there running down this way. And then it kind of goes right down at this angle into the shack where, you know, there's some waterlogged wood. That's what the dark oak is, you know, kind of signifying. And then as you get further from the mud, you go to spruce, which is a little bit more dry. And then I kind of used the acacia as like more dry wood than the spruce. It looks a little bit more dry, I guess. I don't know, the colors might not work, but it's a little bit lighter, so I went with it. And just a reminder, I am colorblind, so be nice, please. All right, let's just take this down and see if he'll get out of there. I don't know what his deal is. Okay, so let's put it, there. Oh, that is not what I wanted. I was hoping it would go below it. I'm gonna have to put it up from back in here. What did it go there for? Okay, well now the windows don't line up, but that's okay. It'll do for now. And yeah, the mud kind of runs right through the middle of our shack in here, which has obviously been occupied by some pillagers at one point or another. But yeah, it runs right through, and then we've got some more waterlogged, I don't know, wood over here. And then it kind of just runs all of the way through and exits over here, and then I put some packed mud over here just to make it look like it's drying out just a little bit. Like that's kind of just as far as the moisture is going. So then of course on the back side we've got the waterlogged and then slightly more dry and even drier wood up here. And yeah, again, just bear with me. We're making stuff work. But yeah, this is pretty much the extent of our abandoned shack. We got a whole bunch of new trees around, and you know, even this one right here actually. Oh, that's one more thing we can check out. I love the walk up to this thing now. So we've got our new cliff right here that we kind of walk under, and then we circle around here. We got a new tree and a new tree, and now you kind of just feel like you're in the forest. You got some water running by over here. You go up a little further, and then oh look, there's this structure in the middle of the woods. What could that be? Oh, it's a railway coming out of a tunnel right there. That's incredible. And then of course these guys just hard at work. But yeah, I don't know, it's kind of like immersive coming up through here now. Like it feels wild. It feels truly wild, other than, of course, you know, a path that somebody made. But it feels like you're in the forest, and I love that. And in case you're curious, yes, I got this copper golem continuous loop thing idea from B-Dub's last video, where he kind of did something similar. I don't remember how he did it, though. Did I use the same idea? But yeah, it's just in here. They put it into this chest. It goes down a run of hoppers down here, and then we've got this thing shooting it back up with droppers into their chest, where they take it out of to put it back in there, and it just keeps cycling, so they keep working. But it is kind of cool having a little bit of, you know, animated motion going on in one of our builds. I don't know if we've ever had that before. Like, has there ever been a mob like this? I don't think there has. The closest we might have been able to come is villagers, but it's not the same. But that is where we're gonna call this one. Just a quick little video where we did this abandoned shack and put some copper golems living in it, and I really do love this thing. Of course, you know, I do say that about every build, but this one, I don't know, this one's a little bit special to me. It just kind of brought this whole thing, this whole area even, together. Like, it's all just together now. It feels proper. But that is where we're going to leave this one. Thank you guys, as usual, for all the continued support. Don't forget to like and subscribe and, you know, share. Maybe, I don't know, who are you going to share this one with? I don't know, your uncle, aunt, I don't know, who likes an abandoned shack? Just share it with somebody. That would be awesome. But that is more than enough yapping for one video. I love you guys so much. Thank you again, and we will see you next time. Bye!